Once upon a time, just about 10 years ago, actually, it was in the year 2006 to be precise, many memorable events took place. It was the year when Google bought YouTube for US $1.65 million in stock. It was when Nintendo changed the way we played our games by releasing the Wii game console. Can you remember the year 2006? It was also an election year in St. Lucia. During this year, our government officials were discussing matters regarding areas which needed improvement. And this was when they came across the term USE. Yes, USE. This stands for Universal Secondary Education, a system designed to place all the students who are leaving primary school into secondary schools. So 3 new schools were built. One in Grosley, one in Marigot, and one in Grand Riviere, Dennery. However, the buildings were not yet move-in ready. Therefore, we were assigned to the former Rock Hall Junior Secondary School in Marcia. So we were bad so from day one and started to rock all the halls in Marcia. But it was only Mrs. Charles at the time with 9 Form 1 classes. Can you imagine 20 plus of you in a classroom multiplied by 9? OMG! How did Mrs. Charles manage that? And she was all alone. During those rocking hall days, we needed more than a location. We needed an identity. Mrs. Charles called all the teachers together, then decided it was time to have a better uniform and moved from black and white. By carefully analyzing the various trends and fashions and determining color and pattern combinations, we finally selected the most suitable design and colors that were easy on the eyes, body, and soul. By the way, if you wore skinny pants in those days, you would be called a... People back in 2006 never imagined that we would have so many students trying to dress like us in the near future, except for the visionaries and the prophets we had at our school, lol. Thanks to them, that's how we got this no skinny pants law into your rule book. We needed more than just the uniform to have our identity. Then it became clear that the uniforms did not have a crest. So a brilliant idea was implemented to have a logo competition amongst the students through which the best submitted design would be selected to use as a school's crest. As usual, the excitement was high throughout the school. But only one student submitted the logo, which automatically made him the winner of this competition. His name was Sherman Noel of Shark House. He was a very big boy at the time, but his design was so intriguing and eye-opening that the message in it could not be ignored. For this reason, no adjustments were made to his design. We always have a blast during sports meet. Even though we did not have access to a field for track and field events, our fun sports at the time and marathon event was enough to decide on the champion of the first ever sports meet. It was the Shark House who took the title of the 2006 GISS sports meet at Rock Hall. Apart from this series of events, one which we can't afford to omit in this episode is the moment when it was decided to move from Rock Hall to the Big Islet. One of the teachers who sang very well at the time almost fell from the rock as her foot crashed through the old termite-ridden wooden floor. The worst part of this was when the army of termite men launched attacks on the teachers and students of the school. Lol. The principal and the teachers immediately united as one and said, enough is enough. It is time to move on. Indeed, it was time to move on from the rock to the land where there is grass, water, and breeze all at the same time. Hold on. Grass? There was no grass. They traveled to the north step by step, just as Moses led his people to the promised land. The school's identity and the vision got clearer, the Big Islet. The school's anthem was composed by then music teacher Mr. Jason Joseph, better known then as the Bachelor. During the first 2 years of the school, Tamara Edwards represented the school in the National Junior Calypso competition and brought us the first place trophy in 2006 and then second place trophy in the following year. The construction of the school was not completely finished yet though. However, it left us with no choice but to move on as the building at Rock Hall was in a deteriorating state. There weren't any gates nor fences, as the ghosts in the community would come to the school when it was 8 and leave promptly at 2:30. LOL. Believe it or not, they were part of us as they did similar stuff as our students would do. Eat, use the bathroom, and even bring their parents to the school. This was in 2007. This building, as you see it, would not have been as beautiful as it is if it weren't for the efforts of Mr. Rupert and Mr. Tim. Yay! Who took their time to plant the flowers and trees all over the school to maximize the beauty of our landscape. This is how it all began. A remarkable journey that we are all proud to be part of. This is who we are. Fun, exciting, disciplined, and extraordinary people. We are winners. We are champions. Stay tuned for the next episode.